picking up for me right now. Because you can get more. Thank you. This is the Heritage Freedom Card. Hi, how are you? Come on, come on. Kim chào quý vị. Kim chào. How are you? Good to see you. How are you doing? Hi, how are you, sir? Kim chào. Kim chào quý vị. How are you?
Well, we're glad the minister could come back. Good morning.
Good to see you. Oh, look at all these pictures.
I should give some
doing with all these computers?
around.
40 years.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll introduce you.
I'll put the flowers behind you.
As Member of Parliament, I've been so happy with the warmth and the friendship that I've received from the Vietnamese Canadian community. And today I have with me another, yes, please sit down. I have with me another very good friend of mine, the Honorable Jason Kenney. Minister Kenney was formerly the Minister of Immigration, and of course in that capacity has made enormous improvements in our immigration system in Canada. He is presently the Minister of Defence. Minister Kenney is from Calgary and has been in Parliament for many years and is a bit of a mentor for me. Even though I have a few years on over him, I learn and I watch and I listen to everything that he does and have gained some good insight as a result of that. So I thank you for welcoming Minister Kenney here today so nicely, and I would like him to say a few words to you this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much, friends. Thank you to my dear friend Stephen Woodworth for his warm welcome and for inviting me here. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us on a lovely Friday morning. Friends, I think you know I am a very close friend of the Canadian Vietnamese community, especially the boat people generation. All of you who are the pioneers on the Canadian Vietnamese community. This year, 2015, we all celebrate 40 years well, actually we don't celebrate, we mark 40 years since the fall of Saigon, and that is the tragedy, the historical tragedy. But you made something great out of the tragedy. You made this migration to Canada and started new families and new beginnings here 35 years ago, beginning in 1979 and 1980, when Canada opened our doors of hospitality and protection to initially over 60,000 Indo-Chinese boat people. And your community has been an inspiration to all Canadians in the way that you came with nothing but a work ethic and a devotion to your ancestors, a fidelity to democracy. Yours is a community that has never taken for granted our freedom and our democracy. Because many of you fought for freedom and democracy in Vietnam and still pray for all of the Vietnamese people to enjoy the same rights that we sometimes take for granted here in Canada. So you know that, I'm sure many of you remember, that it was actually a conservative government, Mr. Clark's government, that opened the doors of Canada to the Indo-Chinese boat people in 1979. It was my predecessor as Minister of Immigration, the Conservative Immigration Minister Ron Atke in 1979, who gave orders to welcome over 60,000 Vietnamese boat people who were then in the UN camps in Hong Kong and in Thailand and throughout Southeast Asia. So I think some of you were at the banquet we had in Toronto to celebrate or to commemorate 40 years since the fall of Saigon. We, our government and our parliament, have commemorated the 40th anniversary of Black April Day through the adoption of Senator Ngo Tan Hai's Black April Day bill, which recognizes forever the April 30th as the fall of Saigon as a central day in the modern history of the Vietnamese people, recognizes the oppression that they faced, their migration as the boat people, and recognizes Canada's welcome and the whole Vietnamese-Canadian story. So I want to thank you for sending postcards and letters and emails to your members of parliament asking for their support for Senate Bill 219, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the one.
S219,
Yeah, that's the one.
the Black April Day bill. Thank you for being part of that campaign, because you know there were some people opposed to it, including some foreign governments. We said that in Canada, we make our own democratic decisions without being dictated to by foreign governments. So, I think this was an important historic opportunity to remember the heritage of freedom of the Vietnamese people, especially the boat people in Canada. Friends, I also want to thank you for not having forgotten about the stranded boat people. When our Conservative government came to got power in 2006, leaders of the Vietnamese community approached us about Vietnamese boat people who had been stranded behind when the program of resettlement closed in 1984. And there were Vietnamese refugees in Philippines, in Cambodia, in Thailand, and elsewhere. Thanks to your persistence, working with our government, we reopened the door of Canada's hospitality to Vietnamese refugees and welcomed hundreds who were stranded in Philippines, who have now come to Canada and are living safe, productive, free lives here in Canada. So the story continues. The hospitality that many of you received, you have now helped us to extend to others. And I'm pleased to tell you that this year, in 2015, we are receiving several dozen of the stranded Vietnamese boat people who were stuck in Thailand, in villages near the border. I actually went to Bangkok 5 years ago, to lobby the Thai government to provide these people with exit visas. And when we finally got that arranged, we were able to bring them to Canada. And so now between the Filipino Vietnamese refugees and the Thai and Cambodian Vietnamese refugees, we have welcomed several hundred more of those who were forgotten about and left behind. So I want to thank you for your patience, and that would not have happened if the Vietnamese community in Canada had forgotten about those people. It only happened because you remember. Now, friends, there is an election going on, so I'm sorry, make a political point. I hope you'll forgive me. When the Vietnamese community approached the previous Liberal government in 2004 and 5 about resettling the Vietnamese in the Philippines, the Vietnamese in Thailand, the Vietnamese in Cambodia, the previous Liberal government said no. They're irregular migrants. The program shut down in 1984. There's nothing we can do. We won't make any exceptions. We won't do anything unique or special. Then when the Conservatives came to office in 2006, and we learned about these people, we immediately went into action and opened up the door with special programs, with many in the Vietnamese community participating as sponsors. So, my point is simply this: elections make a difference. And in our Conservative government, Prime Minister Harper's government, our government has been more strong about the human rights and democratic aspirations of the Vietnamese people than any modern Canadian government. Prime Minister Harper went to Hanoi in September of 2006 to his first APEC summit and met with the President and Prime Minister of Vietnam. And I believe he was the first ever Canadian Prime Minister to raise our concerns, Canada's concerns about human rights violations in Vietnam with the Vietnamese head of state and head of government. And we have continued to do so. Our Parliamentary Secretary for Foreign Affairs has been on 2 trips. We have demanded the release of Father Win Van Lee and all of the other political prisoners. We have created an Office of Religious Freedom in the Department of Foreign Affairs to make the protection of religious freedom, quotes, a key pillar of Canada's foreign policy. One aspect of religious freedom that we have focused on is the persecution of Buddhist monks, Catholic priests, Protestant pastors, and other religious leaders in Vietnam by the government of the Socialist Republic. And we believe that religious freedom is in many ways the first freedom. It's the first fundamental right mentioned in our charter, because through our religious convictions, through our conscience, we define who we are. And that is why we stand up for the Buddhists, Catholics, and others who have been imprisoned because they refuse to compromise their beliefs, their faith, their religion, in order to satisfy the state. So we will continue to stand for all of those voices of democracy and freedom in Vietnam as we maintain cordial relations. We hope that trade and commerce can help to modernize, reform Vietnam from within, but we're not naive about this. We're not naive, and we need to be firm as at the same time that we are polite, firm about the need for respect for human rights. And finally, that is why our government, I, as Minister of Multiculturalism, in 2007 formally recognized the Vietnamese Heritage Freedom Flag as the flag of the Vietnamese Canadian community. I did so because some people, there were the different festivals and events where a foreign government was saying, you can't fly this. And we said, just a minute, in Canada, people choose their own symbols. Foreign governments don't choose your symbols for you. And if your symbol symbolizes freedom. So, thank you very much, gentlemen, for your warm welcome. And I hope that given what our Conservative government has done, working with the community, standing up for religious freedom and human rights in Vietnam, standing up for the community, welcoming the Vietnamese, stranded Vietnamese boat people, and also, by the way, governing a strong economy with low taxes and fiscal discipline and cracking down on crime and all of those things. Supporting seniors, income splitting for seniors, cutting the GST. I hope for all of those and other reasons that Stephen Woodworth and Peter Bray will have your support to be re-elected on October the 19th. Thank you very much.
Secondly, we, on behalf of our community, agree for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, you know what the Chinese call me? 孝佛. Chubby Buddha. Yeah. So hopefully it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, thank you. That's beautiful. It's specially made. Thank you very much. It's very touching. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. Do you want to add anything to Steve? That's lovely. Thank you.
Now, we have quite a tight schedule for the minister this morning, so I hope he can stay for another 5 minutes or so and just meet some of you individually, and then we have to make our way down to another location. So
this is going on my desk as Minister of Defense in Ottawa. Thank you very much.
Come on, Queevy. Thank you very much.
And this is about Mr. Woodworth too.
Oh. I didn't expect to get for myself. That's
and I have a presentation case. That's beautiful. I think it's like the Canadian maple leaf.
Yes.
It's in the heart, yeah?
Yes.
That's a very nice symbol.
That is a beautiful symbol. Come on, Queevy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, I think it's
I will have some work with Minister Kenneth on behalf of the Vietnamese Association of Kitchener Watt to Welcome campaign. We welcome will come to our community, and also to welcome all fellow and member of Vietnamese Association here today. I want to say, first one, thank you for the government of Canada, especially on the time with the road plan open the door to get the Vietnamese people from the Canada. And the last one, Mr. Jason Kenny, accept for few hundred people from Philippines and Thailand from the Canada. So we are really support for Conservative continue to handle the government on October 19. We are vote, you guys say, for DC. Okay? We are vote for
BC.
We are vote for
BC.
We are vote for
BC.
Thank you. Come on. Thank you. It's very encouraging.
And also we have a letter I want to read.
Please.
Dear fellow countrymen, currently we are already citizens of a free and well-developed country, but in the past we seem to be indifferent in voting matter. These are our benefit and also the benefit of the Vietnamese community in the country. On behalf of the Vietnamese Association of Kitchener, Waterloo, Well, and Cambridge, and surrounding area, we earnestly call upon you to cut this opportunity to vote for the candidate who defend and support our community. We also found that in recent years, the Conservative Party have been very close and deserving on favor for the Vietnamese community. Moreover, the Prime Minister Stephen Harper himself have come to our New Year festival in the last 2 years. So we think, if possible, we should vote for the candidate of this Conservative. Please think about it and vote.
Make sure at the top of that picture of that.
I can read the Vietnamese language.
Okay.
Kính thưa quý đồng hương, hiện nay chúng ta đã là công dân của một quốc gia tự do và tiến tiến. Nhưng trong quá khứ, hình như chúng ta đã thờ ơ trong vấn đề bầu cử. Đó là quyền lợi của cá nhân chúng ta và cộng đồng Việt Nam tại đất nước này. Thay mặt Hội Người Việt Kitchener, Waterloo, Well, Cambridge và vùng phụ cận, chúng tôi tha thiết kêu gọi quý đồng hương nên nắm lấy quyền lợi này để bầu cho ứng cử viên nào bênh vực quyền lợi cho cộng đồng chúng ta. Chúng tôi nhận thấy trong mấy năm qua, đảng bảo thủ đã sát cánh và dành mọi ưu ái cho cộng đồng Việt Nam. Hơn nữa, chính phủ tướng Stephen Harper đã đến với hội chợ Tết của chúng ta trong 2 năm liền. Vì vậy, chúng tôi thiết nghĩ nếu có thể, chúng ta nên bầu cho ứng cử viên của đảng bảo thủ này. Xin tùy ý quý vị, trân trọng kính chào.
I'm going to have to learn how to read Vietnamese. But you helpfully provided a translation. Thank you very much. Maybe we could get some pictures with people. I'm over here. Or maybe we could do pictures outside.
Outside, yeah. No.
Nó
growing up?
Oh yeah.
Street hockey?
Car, or dump truck.
A lot of programs like this.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, look at that sign. Chris, can you get a focus up on that sign too? That's so nice. I'm so proud.
มีในกระดาษหน้า
That's the sign.
นี่จะว่ายังไงแต่หูไม่ล่ะ
Part of living history. Living history. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
You're too kind. You're too kind. You're too kind.
I know you very busy
A little bit.
Very good.
God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. God bless. God bless you. God bless you. My schedule is very Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Thank you very much.
มีโฮกับคอนเซอร์วทีฟอยู่กันอยู่
So do I. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. God bless you very much. Thank you. Thank you. We will speak again. God bless you.
อาชีพดูอะไรเลยจ้ะ Ok, thôi vậy mình Carlo có mình mời các bạn vô uống cà phê.
Chỗ mới đó. Chủ nhật là Du Lan đấy.